King's viewer. My name is Mustafa. I'm part of the pre-sales team here at Action1. I've been asked to record a video as part of our crash course series with the title of the video being How to Prioritize Threats with Risk-Based Vulnerability Management in Action1. So I'm going to show you around the platform. We're going to start here with the dashboard, where once you have deployed the agent to your infrastructure, you will see some information here, high-level information, including endpoints, installed software, and importantly, vulnerabilities. You can click through to see more information about these vulnerabilities, which shows up here on the top left. This is the page where we list those vulnerabilities. But before we go into more details on this page, I'm actually going to show you a bit more around here. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see that we've got a couple of grids. These have been set up to demonstrate whether you have anything overdue or other timelines as well, as you can see along the top there. But specifically, I think we're more interested in whether anything is overdue. And the overdue column is based on the SLA that is defined right here. So you can actually just click this settings button and change this to reflect your situation better. As you can see, you can change the amount of days that you want your criticals, highs, and other severity levels patched in. And of course, just like with the vulnerabilities above, you can actually click through to identify exactly which vulnerabilities and updates they are. Now, the most important thing that Action1 offers is the ability to automate your way out of this conundrum. So we'll go to the automations page right here, new automation, and deploy updates. And on this page, you've got a variety of config options in terms of what you patch, but specifically, we are most interested in patching vulnerabilities, right? So you can use the matching filters. I'm going to add only two here. The first one I'm going to add is the severity. So we can identify the particular severity level of the vulnerabilities that we want to patch. So we can, for example, select criticals. We can add more than one, importance. And of course, if you wanted to add other level of severities as well, that is possible. And, other things we can add are sources. So, we can specify if we want it to be relevant only to applications or operating systems here as well. I'm going to select applications. We've got other filters available. I'm not going to use any of those right now. I think this is more than adequate to demonstrate the use case. We've got other config on this page that is available, but it's not too important to us right now because we've done the most important thing, which is to specify the critical and important severity levels. Past this point, we can, of course, identify the groups of devices that we want to patch. So, I'll just go for a group that I've already defined here. And another important thing with regards to patching vulnerabilities or critical level severities, for example, is how frequently you patch them, right? So you've got the option of doing, in terms of the schedule right here, we've got the option to run it once, but that's unlikely and that we probably want to do it fairly regularly. You can do it, let's say, every 24 hours. You can do it on specific days of the week. So perhaps this would be more relevant to patch third-party applications, a couple, 3 times a week. And it might be the case that you only want to patch your operating systems a bit less frequently, although I think that patching them a bit more frequently with regard to critical severity levels would be more important, but you can actually do that monthly right here as well. And then you just click finish and the config would be done. Now, we've also got one more place where we can explore here, which is the vulnerabilities page, which we looked at earlier. So we collect a couple of useful pieces of information about vulnerabilities right here, which is first of all, CVSS score. That is, of course, relevant to severity level. And CISA KEV, so KEV meaning known exploited vulnerabilities. So if we know it's being utilized in the wild, and you can see down to here it is, and that one's actually got a pretty low severity score, but we know it's being used in the wild. So that's an operating system update. So I probably want to patch those more. And in terms of what you can do to actually patch these, you can just select the ones that you want to patch. And then once you hit start remediation, we can check whether or not the vendor has released an update for that particular application. If they have, fantastic, that'll be available right here. If they haven't, we will allow you access to an additional tab up here called Document Compensate Controls, where you can just note down any potentially manual remediation actions that you might have taken. I can see I've got 3 patches available here. That's fantastic. I'll also just tick this one so that I can make use of the 3rd tab just to note down something that I might have done. So just make a note down there and then hit next and then complete the config to push it out at the specific time that you want. But that just about covers the most important issues with regards to prioritizing threats with risk-based vulnerabilities. Hope you've managed to learn something from that, and I'll see you around.